In an arena where the very earth trembles underfoot, the battle for supremacy rages between two titans, Goku, the Saiyan warrior whose strength defies the limits of the universe, and Juggernaut, a force of pure, unstoppable power. Can Goku overcome Juggernaut's indestructible might? Or will the Juggernaut crush him under his infinite will? In this epic battle of cosmic powers and indomitable wills, one thing is certain, only one will emerge victorious. But who? Prepare for an unforgettable clash where limits are tested and victory is earned through sheer willpower and heart. Before we dive into the battle, I want to take a moment to thank all of you for being part of this incredible journey here at Myths and Mythologies. Your support means the world to me, and together we continue to explore and celebrate the fascinating, larger-than-life figures from myth and legend. Let's get ready for another legendary battle.
Are you just watching?
Subscribe, please.
The vast expanse before Goku was desolate, an unending wasteland marked by jagged rocks and cracks that stretched far into the horizon. Dark storm clouds swirled ominously above, crackling with bursts of lightning that illuminated the eerie stillness of the air. It felt as though the very earth beneath him was waiting for something, waiting for the clash that would shatter the silence. Goku stood, his Super Saiyan blue form glowing with an almost ethereal light in stark contrast to the shadowy skies. Above, his spiky hair crackled with cosmic energy, and the ripples of his aura seemed to stretch across the battlefield like an invisible force of nature. His breathing was steady, though his senses were on high alert, every fiber of his being tuned to the power that was fast approaching. He wasn't just waiting for any fight. He was waiting for the Juggernaut, the mighty Juggernaut, the unstoppable titan who had crushed everything in his path for millennia. The very thought of facing such an opponent filled Goku with excitement. He had fought the greatest warriors in the universe, Frieza, Cell, Majin Buu, and even gods like Beerus and Zamasu. But never had he faced a being whose reputation was built entirely on one thing: invincibility. Juggernaut was a legend, a force of nature, and Goku knew that this battle would push him to his absolute limits. Suddenly, the ground began to rumble. The tremors faint at first, but growing steadily stronger. Goku's eyes narrowed as he felt the shift in the atmosphere. It wasn't just the earthquake-like tremors that caught his attention. It was the oppressive force radiating from the advancing being. Whoever or whatever was coming was powerful, and Goku could feel the pressure mounting with each passing second. Then, like a dark shadow looming over the horizon, the figure appeared. At first, it was little more than a silhouette against the darkened sky. But as it drew closer, the shape became clearer, and Goku could feel the full weight of the energy bearing down on him. The figure was colossal, easily twice the size of Goku's Super Saiyan blue form. It wore massive crimson armor, each plate etched with mystical symbols that seemed to glow with an ancient, otherworldly energy. Its arms were like thick, impenetrable walls of muscle, and the helmet obscured most of its face, adding to the intimidating mystery of the figure. The ground beneath the figure's feet cracked and shattered with each step it took, sending ripples through the earth. A low, rumbling laugh echoed through the barren landscape, reverberating in Goku's bones. It was deep and guttural, filled with centuries of raw power and arrogance. "You think you can stop me, little warrior?" The voice boomed, a dark, mocking tone hanging in the air. "I'm the Juggernaut! No one can stand in my way. Not you, not anyone." Goku's heart raced, but not out of fear, out of anticipation. This was exactly the kind of battle he lived for. He had fought gods and demons, but this was something else. Juggernaut was not just strong. He was a living, breathing force of nature. And Goku was eager to test his limits against this nearly invincible titan. He cracked his knuckles and took a step forward. "I've fought plenty of strong guys, but you're something else entirely," Goku said, a grin spreading across his face. "Let's see how strong you really are." Juggernaut's laughter deepened, shaking the very air around them. He took a step forward, and the ground trembled beneath him, as if the earth itself were reacting to his presence. His massive gauntlets clenched into fists, and his enormous frame charged forward at incredible speed. Goku's eyes widened. Despite Juggernaut's size, the sheer force of his movement was astounding. There was no hesitation in his charge. He moved with purpose, with the certainty that nothing could stand in his way. The energy radiating from Juggernaut was like a tidal wave crashing over Goku. And for the first time in a long while, Goku felt a spark of uncertainty. But that only fueled his excitement. In an instant, Goku powered up, his body exploding with energy. The golden blue aura of Super Saiyan Blue expanded around him like an inferno, and he took to the air, launching himself toward Juggernaut with a speed that left a trail of after-images in his wake. He delivered a flurry of punches, each strike carrying the weight of a star behind it. Juggernaut didn't flinch. His eyes glowed from beneath his helmet as the blows landed, but his massive form didn't even budge. His armor absorbed each hit with ease, and he didn't even seem to acknowledge the force behind the strikes. Instead, he raised a massive fist, swinging it at Goku like a wrecking ball. Goku barely managed to evade the punch, his instincts kicking in just in time. He twisted his body mid-air, narrowly avoiding the crushing blow. His aura flared as he used instant transmission to appear behind Juggernaut. With a quick shout, he unleashed a rapid barrage of ki blasts, each one striking Juggernaut's back. But still, the giant warrior didn't falter. Goku gritted his teeth. This wasn't going to be an easy fight. Juggernaut's armor was practically invincible, and his raw power seemed limitless. Goku had fought beings who could regenerate or withstand powerful attacks. But Juggernaut's resilience was on a whole different level. But Goku was a Saiyan, and Saiyans thrived on challenges. He took a step back, his mind racing. "Okay, think, Goku. I need a strategy," he muttered to himself. "I faced strong enemies before, but this is something else." He knew he couldn't win this with power alone. No matter how much he powered up, no matter how fast he moved, Juggernaut's raw, unrelenting strength and invulnerability would overwhelm him if he kept fighting head-on. He would need to outsmart him. Goku's eyes locked onto Juggernaut, who was charging again, and a smirk tugged at the corner of his mouth. "Time to switch things up," Goku said, and in a flash, he vanished. Appearing behind Juggernaut once again, Goku delivered a series of lightning-fast blows, this time targeting the gaps in the armor, the joints and weak points where the invulnerability was less effective. The punches landed with precision, but Juggernaut simply shrugged them off, swinging his fists in retaliation with even greater ferocity. It was clear that this battle would be no simple contest of strength. Goku knew that to overcome Juggernaut, he would need to find a way to break his defenses, to somehow turn his invincibility against him. But that was easier said than done. Juggernaut was a relentless force, but Goku was a warrior of boundless determination. And this fight was only just beginning. The ground trembled under Goku's feet as he maneuvered around Juggernaut's powerful swings. The massive warrior's gauntlets crushed the earth with each punch, sending shockwaves through the air that sent Goku reeling. Even with his Super Saiyan Blue form enhancing his speed and reflexes, Juggernaut's sheer size and power made it nearly impossible to avoid every attack. Goku gritted his teeth as he dodged another massive fist. The force of Juggernaut's punch sending dust and debris flying into the air. He leapt into the sky, his aura flaring brighter, and landed behind Juggernaut, delivering a barrage of ki blasts to his back. But again, Juggernaut barely flinched. The blasts exploded against his armor, creating sparks. But the indestructible metal absorbed the energy without showing any sign of damage. "This guy, he's not just strong, he's built like a tank," Goku thought, narrowing his eyes. His strategy had been to target the weak spots in Juggernaut's armor, but it was proving ineffective. Juggernaut's sheer mass and unrelenting speed made it nearly impossible for Goku to land a critical blow. Suddenly, Juggernaut turned with an explosive burst of speed. Before Goku could react, a massive fist collided with his chest, sending him hurtling across the battlefield. Goku crashed into a rock formation, the impact leaving a crater in the ground. He groaned, shaking off the dazed feeling in his head. His heart pounded in his chest, but the thrill of the fight kept him going. "You're fast, but not fast enough, little man." Juggernaut's voice boomed, his voice filled with malicious glee. You can't hurt me no matter how hard you try." Goku wiped the blood from his lip, rising to his feet. The pain from Juggernaut's punch was still fresh, but it only served to fuel his resolve. "Yeah, well, I'm not done yet." Goku launched himself back into the air, dodging Juggernaut's next swing by inches. His aura flared brighter, and he powered up once again. "If I can't overpower him directly, maybe I can outlast him. Let's see how long you can keep this up, Juggernaut." Juggernaut's laugh echoed across the battlefield, and for a moment, Goku thought he could feel the very earth around him laughing along. Juggernaut's indestructible will seemed to stretch out, filling every corner of the wasteland. The ground cracked beneath Goku's feet as the Titan charged again, his fists swinging like wrecking balls. But Goku had been in tough situations before. He had taken hits from beings more powerful than he could fathom, and had come out on top by pushing beyond his limits. He would not let Juggernaut be the one to break him. As Juggernaut closed the distance between them, Goku snapped his fingers. A brilliant flash of light erupted from his hand as he unleashed his most powerful attack. The Kamehameha wave, fully powered, surged from Goku's palms in an unrelenting torrent of energy. It collided with Juggernaut head-on, creating an explosion of light and sound that shook the earth. For a moment, everything was silent. The dust and smoke clouded the battlefield, and Goku waited, breathless. Had he done it? Had he finally broken through Juggernaut's defenses? When the smoke cleared, Juggernaut was standing tall, completely unharmed. His crimson armor glowed faintly, the Kamehameha having dissipated harmlessly against the seemingly invincible armor. "Is that all you've got, warrior?" Juggernaut's voice rumbled. "I told you, I'm unstoppable." Goku stared, his eyes wide. Despite all his power, Juggernaut stood there unfazed. The battle was far from over, and Goku knew he would need something far greater than strength to win this fight. Goku wiped the sweat from his brow as he observed Juggernaut's unyielding form. His Kamehameha wave had been the strongest attack he could muster, but it had done nothing. Juggernaut's armor was too powerful. With a roar, Goku transformed once more. He pushed his energy beyond Super Saiyan, blue and into a new form, a combination of Super Saiyan and God Kai, a form that amplified his power even further. His aura exploded around him, sending shockwaves through the battlefield. In a flash, Goku appeared in front of Juggernaut, his fist glowing with godly energy. He struck the Titan's armor with everything he had. The blow sent cracks spiraling across the once impregnable armor, and for the first time, Juggernaut staggered back, a grunt of surprise escaping his lips. Juggernaut stumbled backward, his immense form finally showing signs of vulnerability. The cracks in his armor spread like a web, each one telling the story of Goku's relentless assault. For the first time in this battle, Juggernaut's immense strength seemed to falter. His breath came in ragged gasps as he tried to steady himself. "Impossible," Juggernaut muttered under his breath. "No one has ever broken through my armor." Goku stood before him, chest heaving, sweat dripping from his brow. His eyes gleamed with determination, and his aura still crackled with the remnants of his powerful attack. He had pushed Juggernaut to the brink, but the battle wasn't over yet. Goku knew that one last push was all he needed. "You said you were unstoppable, Juggernaut," Goku said, his voice calm but filled with purpose. "But even the strongest walls can be broken. You're strong, but I'm not done yet." Goku took a deep breath and focused every ounce of his energy into his hands. He called upon his most devastating technique, the Spirit Bomb. But this time, it wasn't just any Spirit Bomb. This was a version infused with his Super Saiyan blue form, amplified with the strength of his God Ki. The energy gathered in his palms, swirling and expanding into a massive orb of pure, unrelenting power. The energy crackled with an intensity that illuminated the sky, and Goku could feel every fiber of his being pushing toward this final moment. With a shout, Goku hurled the Spirit Bomb directly at Juggernaut. The massive sphere of energy exploded toward the Titan, with such force that the entire battlefield seemed to tremble. Juggernaut raised his arms in a last-ditch effort to block the attack, but it was too late. The Spirit Bomb collided with him head-on, engulfing him in a blinding explosion. The force of the blast sent shockwaves across the planet, and for a moment, the world itself seemed to shake. When the smoke cleared, Juggernaut was no more. His armor lay shattered, and his massive form was defeated. Goku stood, panting heavily as he looked down at the rubble. Where Juggernaut had once stood. He had won, but the victory had come at a cost. His body ached and he was exhausted, but the thrill of battle had never felt more rewarding. With a grin, Goku turned toward the horizon. That was one heck of a fight.